1940, the only noticeable gain was the employment of Ricardo Manso as principal of the new El Rio school. Otherwise, the pattern had not changed much. The year before the outbreak of World War II, there were 402 administrators, teachers, and special personnel in the public school system. Only 16 of these people were Hispanic. Of course, it is possible that a few Mexican teachers with Anglo surnames escaped our survey, like, Goldsmith or something. But it is doubtful whether Mexicans ever constituted more than 5% of public school personnel prior to World War II. Throughout the first 3 decades of the 20th century, the Mexican children hardly ever encountered Mexican teachers in Tucson public schools. And to be honest, that was my experience. My first Mexican teacher was me. Like, my first Chicano literature class was mine. I mean, that's just real. I had no raza teach me growing up. Now, this isn't Tucson. That's my experiences in California, but still, large Mexican population there as well. Not as much as here. Where I grew up, we were like 51%, like you aren't USD. But you guys can kind of understand what I'm saying. But for students growing up, our grandparents, your great-grandparents, them growing up in Tucson, the odds are they did not have a Mexican instructor. The data there is surprising. It's surprising. And we're gonna break down some of these numbers in a second, because we're gonna personalize them because we can. But you might want to, if your nanas and tatas lived here, went to school here, you might want to ask them how many Mexican teachers they had. Regardless of the 30s, when this takes place, 31, 32, this data, you can find out how things evolved. And that's what we're going to talk about in a second. During the same period, Mexicans usually formed the largest ethnic group in the public school system. In May of 1929, for example, school personnel compiled an age grade distribution of all children attending the public schools, dividing their pupils into 4 categories. American, those speaking the English language as their mother tongue in the inter-school. Mexican, those who speak Spanish as their mother tongue. Negro, and other, including Indian, Chinese, etc. The researchers enumerated a total population of 6,119 children. So, okay, 6,000 total children in the study. 6,000 and change. About 48%, 2,929 these pupils were Mexican, followed by 2,898 quote-unquote Americans, 47.4%, 100 Negroes, 1.6%, and 192 others, 3.1%. The discrepancy between the proportion of Mexican students and Mexican educators was glaring. So you had 48% of the school, and that's kind of a misnomer too, because according to that, according to how they categorize Mexican, right? Anybody see a problem with how they categorize Mexican and American? Take a look at the definition. Right, so according to that definition in 29, what would I have been? Why? I don't. I'd be American. Because my first language is English. How many of you first language is English? So of the 6 of us that raised our hand, 7? 7 of us that raised our hand. Oh no, all 7 of us would be American. Regardless of Jarillo, Acosta, Tellas, Verdugo, regardless. Soto, regardless. Doesn't matter. No matter your surname, doesn't matter how dark we were, doesn't matter who our parents were, they went with language. So it's already kind of faulty, because now I bet you in 1929, most Chicanos' first language was Mexican. Like 99%. But still, I bet you that 48% is off a little bit. I bet you it's a little bit higher even. I bet you in 1929 there were a few Chicanos growing up speaking English first, and even more that probably passed. First language is Spanish. Born in Mérida, all right, Mexico, right, in the Yucatan. So he grew up speaking, but with his last name and the way he looks, they probably didn't even ask him. They probably just checked him off, right? And in fact, he has those experiences growing up. But this is 1929. probably a little bit higher than that, than the actual count of students of Mexican descent. So that actually makes that gap bigger with the teachers. How, now, 1929, what was the teacher, or we don't have the 1920, where do we have? We have 1931 and 32, right? Yeah, it was how much percentage? 2.7. So faculty in the district in 1931-32 was 2.9%, 7%. Only 9 people. But we're just gonna do. Well, let's do that. No, 9 people. We'll do
16 of 402 administrators.
Excuse me. What's that mean?
16 of 402 administrators.
16 of 402 administrators were. Is that? Yeah. Was that the same time? No, that's later. That's by 1940. Yeah. So don't. Man, I'm bad with numbers, so don't start stressing me out. I can't even do my taxes. So okay, so we're staying here. We're staying with 31, 32, 1929 because they're real close. Okay, we don't have an exact 31, 32 study for both, but let's stay there before we watch it grow with the next group of students. I mean, sorry, the next decade, which is the 40s. All right, so 1929, we had students. All right, in 1929, so we're pretty close here, right? Close enough, I guess, for us. 1929, we had how many students that were quote-unquote Mexican? 2,929. Yeah, you're looking at the what was the percentage? 48. And what was it? 2,800 what? 929. So that's the gap. Oh, damn. That's a big gap. That's why I like doing that. Look at that! 9! Well, that 9 really stands out then, huh? And we said the bottom number is probably higher. Because it's inaccurate to really go by ethnicity with language. That's dumb. But anyways. So you have that. Okay. What do you guys think of that? That's crazy, huh? Let's do Tucson High. Back in what year was it? 1931, 32, right?
Yeah.
How many total Chicano, the Mexicano teachers? I'm sorry, how many total teachers? Tucson High at 328? Nah, that's not right. No problem. Oh, you dropped it. Oh, no problem. That's right, you got another number for me, girl? 50, right?